How to talk to your spouse about money without fighting. Whew, this is a tough one because talking about money can be hard. We have a lot of emotions around money. It can be a really sore topic, but it is possible. After you watch this video, you're going to have some very practical guidelines on how to approach the subject of money without getting into a huge fight with your spouse. This is going to be a tactical talk, so you may want to take some notes. One of the things to remember from the get-go is your mindset. You really want to parcel out time for this discussion. You don't want to do it on the fly, like in the middle of making dinner or something like that, and you just throw out this bomb of, hey, what happened with that last credit card bill? Why was it so high? You don't want to do that because that sets you up for failure. The idea is to approach this subject very intentionally. The first thing to do is to schedule time for the talk. Bring up the idea that you want to talk about money and that you need to carve out time to do so. Right there, that keeps the environment controlled. When you approach the idea of talking about money, don't just say, oh, I want to talk about our bills or something like that. Be very, very intentional about exactly what you want to talk about. For example, honey, I would like to talk about our financial situation as it stands right now. I'd like to know our assets. I'd like to know what we're saving for. I just really need to know what our financial picture is. When the time comes to have your talk that you have scheduled, make sure that your mindset is one of openness. Be ready to receive the information that you're going to hear without judgment, and be ready to insist on honesty. That is a key ingredient. You want to know what is actually going on. And you may have to bring that up over and over, especially if you see a little bit of resistance in your spouse. Just say, honey, I really need you to tell me what's going on. I need to know the truth. As part of the scheduling that you've done for your conversation, you need to make sure you're in an environment where there are no distractions. You don't have the kitty in the background playing, or you don't have the kids running around, or whatever it is. You want to make sure that you're both focused on this conversation. That way you don't get distracted, emotions don't start to rise because of external factors. You are in control of your environment and the situation for this very important talk. Not having any distractions includes, and very importantly, turn off your phone. That is number one distractor, as we all know. Make sure your phones are out of the room is even better. Enter this conversation with empathy and love. But when you come into any situation with your heart open, ready to receive the information, and not be judging a person for what they're about to say, that up-levels the conversation right away and keeps it out of the danger zone of possibly becoming adversarial. Make sure to let your partner know that you are coming from a place of love, that you love them, that you respect them, and that you are truly interested in knowing what is going on. That will take down the barrier right away of any defensiveness. And keep that mindset. Even if you hear things that you don't particularly like, or you have questions about, or wondering what the heck is going on, if you can keep your mindset of being loving towards that person, it'll go miles in keeping you from entering a fight. If you do get some bad news in your conversation, please remember to be respectful. Don't start blaming. Don't start judging. Again, stay back a little bit and be more of an observer. Find out what's actually going on, what's underneath what's being told to you. When you made the schedule to have this discussion, hopefully you were very specific on what you wanted to talk about. You also need to be specific on what the goals are for this conversation. What are the short-term goals and what are the long-term goals. For example, you might want to know where you are in your credit card debt. That's a short-term goal. But the long-term goal would be, well, how are we going to decrease this debt and eliminate this debt in the long haul? So be very clear on what needs to happen in this conversation. By keeping your conversation focused on the goals, you're more of a team. It keeps it out of the combat zone because you're both working towards this goal. And that is so important when you're talking about money. Remember, you are in a partnership. This is the person you love. This is the person you admire. This is the person you share your life with. You don't want to go head to head on a subject like money. You want to be a team. You want to be going down this road together. And in order to do that successfully, you need to enter this conversation knowing that you're going to have to compromise. And not only you, but your partner as well. A partnership is all about compromise and reaching the goal together, whatever that looks like for you. Compromise isn't about giving up or giving in because you have goals, your partner has goals. Compromise is about the two of you drawing on the strengths of what you want in order to achieve what you both want together. There may be a time during your discussion about money that it just isn't working and you are entering into the danger zone of getting frustrated, not understanding what's going on, your anxiety levels are increasing, and you're getting to the point where you're about to have a fight. I encourage you at that point to stop the conversation and say, you know what? We might need a third party to help us through this. We might need to talk to somebody who's a professional, whether it's a counselor, a relationship counselor, or a financial counselor, whatever it is you might need. But don't be afraid to ask for outside help to get you through. You don't want a conversation about money to tear down this incredible relationship you have with this other person. It's not worth it. So be willing to seek outside help if you need it. You might actually be surprised. When you get outside help, it might take you to a level you never even thought about was possible. It might be an incredible bonding experience for the two of you. It'll be an opportunity to have communication that maybe you just wouldn't be able to achieve on your own. I strongly encourage, if you think that's what you need, stay away from the fight and get some help. For me, I let fear stop me. There were a couple of times when I tried to approach my spouse without anything on board that we just discussed, and I got pushback right away. And what happened to me was I got afraid, I got intimidated, and so I just shut it all down and never went back. That is not the right way to handle this. With the things that I just told you about, you can have that hard money conversation that is so needed in order to prevent possibly some really bad consequences. In order to have a productive conversation about money, whether it's with your spouse or anybody else, you need to have a certain level of financial confidence. I have a gift for you. If you click the link below, you can take my How Financially Confident Are You quiz so that you have a baseline of where you are and you'll know what you need to talk about in the future.